Hello, and here's a big warm welcome to our latest video series. We're going a little off-piste here, looking at a completely different subject, and one that doesn't relate to recruitment at all. I hope nobody fist pumped. I don't want to scare anyone off, but do believe that with the success of Fresh and our videos, which is all thanks to you guys, we have a platform where we can talk about other things, both good and bad. Without further ado, may I introduce the topic of our next video series, climate change. Eek! I try to live as greenly as possible and encourage everyone around me to do the same, and it really is working bit by bit. But I am only one person and can't change the world alone. We can all do our bits, and in doing so could seriously make a hugely positive impact on our beautiful planet. The lady who inspired me to write the script is no other than the fabulous Lisa Forrest, one of the wonderful owners of A Small Good Thing over in Bolton. Lisa and co-owner Emily are Wonder Women, and I hugely admire them for taking a risk and making a difference. Tune in over the next couple of weeks to find out more and figure out how you can help.
So what is climate change? This might seem like a daft question, but believe me, it's not. The second most searched for phrase on Google after we'd voted to leave the EU was, what is the EU? Another one was, what happens if we leave the EU? My point is that unless we all know what is happening around us, we can't make educated decisions on how we can help. So one definition is as follows: a change in global or regional climate patterns, in particular a change apparent from the mid to late 20th century onwards and attributed largely to the increased levels of atmospheric carbon dioxide produced by the use of fossil fuels. Sounds simple, right? No, I don't think so. Global warming isn't the same either. That is a product of climate change. Basically, the planet is heating up and we need to do something about it.
You often see and maybe hear the phrases, there's no planet B and the planet is getting hotter than a young Leonardo DiCaprio. Why do we keep seeing this stuff? Because it's real, and it is as simple as that. Okay, so maybe not the one about Leo. I suppose it depends what you're into. To back this up even more, here's a quote from Barack Obama himself. Climate change is no longer some far off problem. It is happening here and it's happening now. We have to stop playing dumb and start taking action. Global climate strike took place from the 20th of September and it lasted over a week. If you missed this, then please go and take a look. There is so much information online about why 7.6 million people took to the streets to strike for climate action. This was the biggest climate mobilisation in history. From Jakarta to New York, Istanbul to Quebec, you get the picture. People gathered from huge cities to tiny villages to join forces, raising their hands in defence of the climate. Do we have your attention?
Have you heard the name Greta Thunberg? She's a Nobel Peace Prize nominee and she's only 16 years old. Greta is a Swedish environmental activist on climate change whose campaigning has gained international recognition. She's known for saying it like it is, in public and to public leaders. She has certainly made waves and isn't liked by everyone, but she is making a difference. If you haven't seen the amazing things this woman is doing, please check her out. Other climate change activists include Leonardo DiCaprio, Sir David Attenborough, Harrison Ford, Kate Blanchett, Cameron Diaz, Elon Musk, the list goes on. It's not just A-list celebrities who are kicking up a storm either. There are so many people who don't have the money is no object luxury who are making such a huge impact. I can't list them all, but they're easy to find. Just take to Instagram or Twitter pages for some inspirational stuff. Why are all these people spending so much time trying to educate and spread the word to the world? Because there is no planet B.
So far we have spoken about what climate change is and what maybe you and others are doing about it. So now we're going to touch on what effects it's having. So apart from us having ridiculously hot summers, what is it that it's actually doing to our planet? Emily encouraged me to watch a TED talk on this. The guy describes climate change in detail, but this statement was simple and easy to understand. The more CO2 we add to our atmosphere, the harder it is for the heat to escape and the warmer our planet gets. It's just like wearing a big warm jacket if you go out for a run. You heat up because your body heat can't escape. Now for the sciencey bit. During the Ice Age, CO2 was around 200 parts per million. During the interglacial period, CO2 is around 280, and all human civilization is concentrated into this stable period of about 10,000 years. In the last 100 years, the burning of fossil fuel has elevated CO2 to 410 parts per million in the atmosphere, a CO2 level that we have never seen in our planet in the last 4 million years. Now, we're not scientists, but those numbers speak for themselves.